Welcome, mist walkers and fast talkers, and welcome to a open field episode of Blood for Bestowed, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, and I am the Dread Master. Surrounding me are our wonderful players. Say good evening, players, or don't if you're chewing, it's fine.
Good evening, players.
Good evening, players.
Everybody, I am so excited to be here with you all. This is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Too far out of my reach, but the dread clock sits at 6, and yet that is not the source of our most recent shakeup, because last week on this very game, on this very stage, one Alvin Theodore made a choice. He broke the mists. He ended the Dreadlands. Now there is but Dreadland. And though the mists are not gone, they no longer segment the world. So, in light of that, we are starting with an all-new story, deeply tied to what has come before. I'm very excited about this. The format will be changing a bit. We have a new system, which are some of these players, I didn't even walk you guys through this system, but we will jump into it as it goes, because this is actually a very quick one to pick up. So I think you will enjoy it. I threw my gum so well that time, you guys. It was such a good job. Sometimes I mess it up so bad. So I think because we are in a new place, there is little that needs to be done in terms of explaining what happened, last time. I don't think we need to go into a big thing of Alvin's exciting adventures. So I think we'll probably get into it pretty quickly. I wonder if there are some things I should say first. But I suppose, I think maybe not. Maybe we'll just lean into it and see how things go. So with that, I'm going to read you the invocation for chapter 87. Before I begin, I will tell you that I did not know if the mist would ever be broken the way they were, but there were certain major transformative things that could happen, and I have been sitting on this invocation since 2 years ago, since this began, nearly 2 years ago, since almost the very beginning, just for when there is a shift of this level, this is what is said.
Zane is so proud.
Is he?
More than proud.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. That's fun to hear. All right. Well, so in that case, chapter 87, an invocation. Everything is permitted. Everything is allowed. And all our gods we have outwitted, we are running with the crowd. And all the clocks are showing 0. And all our parents must have fled. And we just never had no heroes. And all our enemies will soon be stone cold dead. Everything is permitted, and then nothing is taboo. It's from a dead ringer. Don't worry about it, guys. All right, so we begin in the Dreadlands. There was a place. There still is a place called Darkmoor College. An elite university. One that has changed slightly as the world has, as the mists parted. This seems to have led to new students, new courses, new classes, all sorts of new things beginning. We are going to push in through the quad of Darkmoor College. A place that we actually have visited on a few occasions in previous games. But things look a bit... Well, I think they always were pretty gothic, let's face it, but they're even more sort of gothic and gothic arch. But we find ourselves heading towards an old-fashioned structure, stone, with a tall tower, gabled roofs. This is Holdfast Hall, where we see a few students are walking up to Holdfast, having been summoned here in the night. When they enter, they see that there is a sort of one of the librarians who works here. His name is Joe. He has a mustache. He seems a little bit put upon, a little bit confused, but he's just like this way, and he sort of ushers the students over. Three of them come in: Sophie, Friedrich, and Felix. They walk in. They see Professor Charles is standing there, and there is also a young woman on a couch. She seems to actually currently be asleep. She's on one of like the leather sofas there. And Professor Charles says, "Good, you're all here. I'm so happy to have you all present. Thank you for coming on such a cold night as this. Thank you, Joe. You can stay or you can leave." And Joe kind of nods and closes the door. He does not want to be in this room. Joe seems, well, in any case. The professor looks at this young woman, and he kind of puts a hand on her knee and says, Medina, Lauren, you find that you are awakening in a room that looks pretty familiar, not identical, but this looks like one of these sort of like smaller library chambers that you have seen before. Medina, are you all right?
Yeah, did I fall asleep or
Well,
something?
it seems you did. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Professor Charles. He extends a hand.
Hi, sorry, library's kind of...
You're a transfer student to Darkmoor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Good. I'm glad. It seems, I don't know if you're familiar with this library here, Holdfast Hall, but...
No, how... Wait a minute, what...
Do any of you know Medina? He sort of turns, and at this point I will ask our players I'm actually doing this as two of them are chewing, so apologies for that. But he sort of turns to Sophie and kind of... and I will say none of you have seen Medina, this young woman, before. But Sophie, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about you, how you appear.
Yes, Sophie Pellicule. I'm studying film here, and I just look very comfy, and I put my hair up because I am no nonsense. And I open my glasses. Not Mr. Ducat. And yes, that is who I am. Average stature with brownish hair. Like a chocolate cream.
Fair enough. And then I guess you two go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Friedrich Ducat.
And I'm Felix Ducat.
I stand about 5'10".
Same.
I have a medium, short to medium brown hair.
I do too. You can tell, huh?
Yeah. Same. I have a kind of a short beard.
Same.
It's groomed. Yeah. We have kind of roundish glasses.
We are twins.
Yeah, we are twins. Yeah. What? Was you say? Entschuldigung, I didn't hear you. No, I genuinely missed that. I want to know what you were saying.
Continue. We have eyes. Continue.
Yeah. We wear about a size 31 or 32 waist and pants.
Yeah, you can check our pants if you like.
Yeah.
I mean, in a very modest way.
In a very appropriate way, yeah.
Yeah, we do not.
No.
We are not scandals.
No, we don't. We are not. Coquettes is the term. Sometimes my English is bad when it gets to these, less used words.
It's okay. We try our best, though.
Yeah, we're trying so hard.
We try really hard. I am a poet. I love to write about the nature, flowers, anything that is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a student of the biomedical engineering. I wish to be able to figure out how to most effectively bring the human form up to its most perfect heights.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm not sure if that was literally this was kind of that was an in-character description of everyone's characters. Medina, you basically see these three Europeans apparently.
So this is a multinational school.
But Professor Charles says, "Oh yes, we have students from all over." In any case, oh yes.
Quick question: Did everyone get here the same way? Did they?
I believe the rest of you have been here all semester, haven't you?
Yeah, we walked to the library.
Yes, they have been studying here. In fact, Sophie, do you know Felix and Friedrich? That's up to you entirely.
I know of them.
You know of them. They're certainly not in. The three of you all have somewhat disparate disciplines, so you're in different. You may not be in too many overlapping classes. However, Professor Charles is someone you all know. He teaches a lot of classes, and you may all have encountered him for one subject or another. He says, well, in any event, I suppose I should explain what it is you're all doing here. Thank you again for coming in the middle of the night. I'm sure you have either studies or collegiate revelries you wish to engage in, but the fact is, all of you recently used this library to engage in certain studies of your various disciplines. Something rather strange has happened, and we, with the help of Joe, the librarian out there, we have determined that it is the four of you who are responsible. You may not even have a full recollection of this. It may have been only a momentary fancy, but each of you, while studying here, for a moment, seemed to experience, if I may guess, a brief feeling that the thing you were reading about was in fact in front of you.
Well, yes, I study film. It is always in front of me.
Yes.
Yeah, when I have the cadavers that I'm studying, they're right there in front of me. Yeah.
Yes, well, based on what I've gathered from Joe's suggestions, this was a different one of your passions you were looking into. The point is, there are 4 beings in the next room. Beings who seem to have been awakened from the pages of books or from the print of films in response to you, and we have determined that you were the cause of their presence. And as you might suspect, we here at Darkmoor College are fascinated when such things occur. Are you ready to meet those you've...
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it seems quite outside the pale of science,
So
yeah?
It is. It is completely outside.
Miss Lake, are you all right?
No, I'm not. Well, yes, I think so. I don't know. I'm fine. It's just nothing makes sense right now.
Oh, yes,
Nothing has made sense for a while, and I'm just trying to reconcile everything. Right now. You know what? Let's go. Oh boy, I just need to breathe for a second.
These creatures.
Are you ready to meet? She begins to sort of move. He sort of walks over to the door and opens the door. And if the 4 of you head over, you see that there are some figures standing in a room. Felix, you recognize someone because, how do I phrase this? You were reading various classic poems. There's a poem that actually has been turned into a famous song, sung many times. They say it's from back in the days of kings and castles and all that. It's a poem called "The King Bee Needs His Honey." And though your knowledge is that there really isn't necessarily a king bee in that sense, there is a bumblebee sitting on the table. This bumblebee is approximately, 20 inches long by almost a foot wide. Its wings are much bigger. The bumblebee's face is photorealistic, but it is wearing a little golden crown on top of its head. So there is this giant bumblebee, this king who looks at you, and he says, "Oh, lad, that's where you got off to." And all of you sort of freeze as there is a giant, nearly 2 foot long talking bee wearing a crown. He might even have like a ermine robe looking garment kind of on him. He looks very regal.
Medina will just nod.
Mm-hmm. There is also... Yeah, go ahead, Felix.
And you'd said that he recognized the bee from the book, or from the poem, or he had actually seen the bee.
You had it, and I should have sort of clarified this, but this was like a surprise to whatever, but also not a surprise, because we've been here before. Felix, you, for a moment, felt like you could hear a bee buzzing as you read the poem here, kind of half dozing. You almost thought you saw a big bee, because the king bee needs his honey. He was very sad about how he couldn't get his honey. It was a big deal. And he sort of says, "And I do want. Yes, my lad, does anyone have any honey for me?" 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sophie, your eyes fall on something that you have seen 1,000,000 times, but never in person, only on celluloid or in books about it. For you, as a film studies student, were recently reading about a classic horror film starring R.J. Arthur called The Ghoul. And you see that kind of across the way is a creature that looks just like R.J. Arthur in that makeup, and yet for some reason it seems real. The Ghoul is here, this kind of wide-eyed, kind of scraggly-haired thing that kind of is bent over wearing this kind of funereal garb, and he's as expressive as R.J. Arthur. It seems like you're being given a performance here, and yet, according to Professor Charles, this would not be R.J. Arthur, who of course has been dead for many years. You know all about that story. This is
Am I afraid or fascinated?
I will leave that up to you.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Let's have you make the first roll of this. So if you look on your sheet, in the green column called Will, I want you to scroll down and find something called Detect Vibe.
Yeah.
What do you have for your Detect Vibe?
5.
You have 5 SD for Detect Vibe? Wow, okay. Well, I was not intending on giving you a good one. So please gather 5 D8s.
Yes.
Now, ordinarily, you could spend, and I'm kind of mainly saying this for Liv and Zane, because the other two have extensive history with this system. But what's going to happen is you're going to roll as many D8s as is in your pool for that skill, for that talent. In this case, it's for Detect Vibe. So it's 5. Now, you can spend your power, which is there at the top. Ooh, you all have 13 power. How convenient. You can spend that. But in this case, since you have 5, I don't think it's necessary. And we'll kind of get to ways to spend that later. So please roll your 5 D8s and tell us what you roll. And don't add them up. Just tell us what the different numbers are.
I rolled 3 5s.
Whoa!
And a 1 and a...
3 5s, a 1, and a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have a 3rd degree success. Because in this game, the point is not the sum. It is matches. If you scroll over, you will see something called the subject die key. Specifically, 5 is arithmetic, which means the sort of sometimes it's kind of like how in Voluptua there were like qualities to different sort of things. It's very similar, but it's a little less. They're a little less necessary. Kind of, they're not always that important. So in this case, arithmetic means evaluation, factors, elements, and these things. I think that's a good result for this. Basically, your read on the vibe of this room is that it is not safe. It is not actively threatening, but you believe that this is a ghoul, an eater of dead flesh. In the film, of course, the ghoul murders a lot of people and eats their bodies. But
danger.
At this moment, the ghoul is more just in that kind of like, like old-fashioned black and white movie eyebrow acting. So you don't necessarily feel that you are immediately in danger, but you also don't feel that you would be safe.
Okay.
Great. Friedrich.
Yeah.
I kind of had to. Yours was a little out of the, and I made a roll on this. So, Friedrich, I understand that you are in addition to your primary studies,
yeah,
that you are a lover of dance.
It's culturally significant. It's good to know, where the dances come from, what's the original functions they serve.
So, as you were looking through a book on dance here, you were going through pages about the ballet, pages here. You also sort of were seeing some like various versions of things, in the
Yeah. Or is it the Black Swan appear?
Well, no, not exactly. One of the also, so basically in this room there are 4 beings. You would have seen them all at once. We're sort of zooming in. There is a giant, kind of like frighteningly just realistic, sized up king bee. There is a ghoul, right, and then kind of like catching Friedrich's eye is the Voluptua bikini team girl. She's a dance character who's been played by various dancers over the years. And she's wearing a bikini and she is just like writhing and dancing, and this kind of like strange sort of like jazzy music seems to flow from her.
It's quite interesting.
And it's interesting because you know that many different people have played her over the years. Her face seems to just kind of be like a general amalgamation of all of them.
Wow.
But she's a notable dancer, but because she's a character. It was basically, Friedrich, it was hard to find characters for you, so
I'm so sorry for making your life hard.
I rolled through some various dance things, and that's what we found.
All right, yeah. Wow, what's quite a specimen, yeah.
And she goes,
"Are you?
Here at Voluptua, we love to have a good time, all the time."
How much do I know about Voluptua?
About Voluptua, why don't you make? Let me look, sir, at your knowledges.
I love the 3 aspects of our psyches here.
Yeah. Not.
I didn't put sexy dance on my sheet. I put the Geschichte von europäischer Tanz.
Not super high, but let's have this kind of be like research as you comb through your mind of the information.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? Because you were literally reading that book, it might have mentioned it. You can throw that extra die from Die Geschichte von europäischer Tanz upon it. So there you go.
Okay, great.
5.
Yeah.
5 S.
Danke.
Wait, I'm doing this so wrong. Hold on. Go ahead. Actually, before you do that, I take it back. I made a mistake. That's not what you should have rolled. What did you get there?
No, I should be the human form and its workings. No, that's biology. No, I rolled 2 1s.
2 1s. Okay, great. A single batch. Tell you what, would you please make a luck roll?
I'd love to make a luck roll.
So as you guys see what your luck is a D13. So please roll a D13. And I'm going to need to be calling for far more luck rolls in this system.
That's an 11.
An 11. As it happens, you are familiar with, you've heard about Voluptua. It's a resort, is your understanding. It's a place that people party.
Okay.
Now, having seen this image of someone from there, you're like, you get it. But it's like, you would understand what would be the European. You get what like Mallorca is,
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say Mallorca. Yeah. Me and Felix and our parents, we've been to Mallorca many times.
You get the idea of. I mean, you haven't been to Mallorca specifically, but you get the idea.
Is it Mallorca
It's
thing? Yes, if you have
like Ibiza, you know, like you can comprehend of a thing like Ibiza.
whatever you're saying, Philip. I've been there.
So, in any case, she's just dancing, and you're familiar, and apparently, Friedrich, you have summoned this young lady here, Medina.
Yes. Oh boy.
Do you know what's about to happen?
I have an inkling, but I don't know.
Oh my God! Please, 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 please.
A tall girl in a maid's outfit says, "Hello, miss."
Wednesday!
Yes, miss.
Oh my gosh! And she'll run to Wednesday and hug her.
Wednesday sort of pauses. "Forgive me, miss. Do I know you, miss?"
No. No. Yeah, well, I know of you. Big fan. Feel like we're kind of friends.
I don't have friends, miss.
You... Okay. It's nice to meet you, anyway. And I'll hold out my hand.
She takes your hand in her ice-cold fingers.
Oh no, she's evilist.
And she just kind of like looks at it carefully. Were you reading about me, miss?
And I'll glance over to the professor. Inquiringly, as if to say with my eyes.
I would not know what you've done in this library, Miss Medina Lake. Only that through the dogged investigations of our dear librarian Joe, that you were the one responsible.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I have been reading about you Wednesday. How did you know that?
That is what they told us, miss, that we're but characters.
Okay, they told
really
me.
real.
Oh,
She kind of exchanges, and the voluptuous bikini dancer is like, "I'm as real as it gets. I'm the real deal." The king bee says, "I don't care if I'm real or not. I want honey, and I want it now." And there's this and at this point there is this sharp stinger on the back of him that looks sort of dangerous.
I do not think we are safe.
The ghoul just kind of.
The ghoul eats flesh, yes.
The ghoul kind of takes a couple of lumbering steps towards you. Flash.
No, I do not think we are safe. I think we should leave.
Ah, you think that we should leave, and yet you're the ones responsible. Miss Pellicule, you were the reason that this thing
I did
is
not
here.
do such a thing.
these things don't happen on purpose.
Oh. So if it wasn't on purpose, then it is not your fault. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah, would someone please enlighten me about how the king bee who needs his honey is in the room, and
Why is this happening?
I don't know why it's happening, but I'm curious to see where it goes and see what else it is you can summon from the pages. And he sort of gestures to all the books around the room of these words.
question.
Please.
Is this commonplace where we are here at all? Like, how surprised should we be that this is happening?
I understand what you're saying. I would say all of you you're as surprised as a Paradise character is when a monster appears. Meaning you've heard rumors. You are probably not as your mind is not quite as blown as someone from our world would be, but you are still surprised. This is the most unusual thing that has happened to any of you, save perhaps Miss Medina Lake.
This is one of the most unusual things to ever happen to me. I don't know about you, Miss
Lake?
Like
Yes, the pronunciation always gets
like
us.
body of water. Well, you know.
In your language, I think it would be say.
He has a lot to say here. I point to the dancing girl.
It's weird. Sometimes when the Voluptua Bikini Team dancer is dancing, it's almost like she is flat. It's almost like she's like not like it's there's an
Like
odd,
on a poster.
yeah, or like playing as like a silhouette at the bottom of a screen. You know, it's weird. Anyway,
I think we should go. I'm going to insist. In fact,
No. Well, I mean, you can if you want to, but I think there's probably a lot more that we need to
yes,
discover.
there's much more you
Yeah.
need to discover. You can't just leave us here, miss. Not after you brought
Well,
us
I mean,
here.
we can not for okay. I'm gonna sit down for a second, so, and I'll head back to sit on the couch and just.
Sure. Wednesday walks into the room after you. The ghoul sort of lumbers after Wednesday, kind of sniffing the boys a bit. Sophie, I think, is keeping some distance. The king bee gets up and buzzes, and it is like this very loud, like. I mean, imagine an actual bumblebee that was that big. It's upsetting. I'm just trying to convey this king bee looks frightening, but the king bee zooms over and lands like on the table right in front of Wednesday, and just these big kind of like, you know, insect eyes looking up at you. Wednesday says, he needs honey, miss. And
I don't
this
know.
one needs the flesh of the dead, miss. Otherwise he might start killing people. I can't imagine you would like that very much, would you?
well, then Frederick can take him to his gross lab.
What do you mean a lab? It's literally called a science hall.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Gross lab, you know, with the bodies.
Wednesday.
Yeah, a research facility.
Yes,
Yeah,
miss.
have you not heard of this? Maybe they don't have this in film. In the cinemas, they don't like to
You do
research
it.
things.
Gross anatomy.
Hold on.
Nothing gross
Wednesday.
about it.
Shh, everybody.
That's what it's called.
Wednesday. What do you need?
Oh, I have everything I need, miss. I
No,
just need to make
no.
sure everyone is taken care of properly.
That tracks. Okay.
Does it, miss?
So you've changed. Okay. We
Wait, why are you saying that she's changed? Is this not new to you?
well, kind of. I've been reading a lot of books. I've been introduced to a lot of characters.
Wait, you've encountered a book in which people meet characters before, or you've met characters before yourself? The professor is very interested.
This whole situation is something that I have experience with.
How?
How fascinating.
That's a great question. I don't know how. I was trying to.
I have seen this in film.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's something that could only be in film because it's crazy, right? I mean, but apparently this is
a film where this happens.
well, not exactly.
No, it's you know.
I mean, it could also be in a movie, but you know, art
Yes,
imitates
a film,
life,
and they're
right?
cool.
Yeah.
So, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
It's going to be a very bad thing if I don't get my honey.
Oh, perhaps we can go to the cafeteria and
And
get
fetch
your
some honey?
honey. Yes, it's
Yes.
there. They have plenty.
I need honey.
Wait, what story? What book is this bee from?
It's poetry. I am into poetry, and the
Okay.
king bee needs his honey.
Okay, does the honey mean anything, or is it just actual honey?
Oh my
I
god.
remember-
Oh my god. This is so exciting. Oh man, that's a shame. Okay. Felix, I probably should have given you. In fact, I am making the call right now. I am taking a point away from explain and I'm putting it into analyze, because if you're a poet, you analyze poetry. That is a mistake on my part. So I am adjusting a couple things on your sheet here. I need you to make an analyze roll because you're familiar with this poem. And she's asking you the meaning of the poem. That's literally what this is for. So you're gonna roll an analyze. What you do is you take 4d8s. However, if you would like to, you could spend some of your power to get extra d8s on that. Also, after you've made your roll, you could also just roll your 4, see how it goes, and then you can spend some points afterwards to adjust it if you want. But be aware that power is everything in this game. It is how you adjust rolls after the fact. It's how you perform certain special abilities if you eventually gain them. It is also how you prevent damage. So it is your hit points, spell slots, force points all rolled into one.
I like that you said be aware. I'm just going to say that.
Be aware.
I just put that in the chat too.
Nice.
Oh.
Gosh, like the twins. We're so in sync today.
Yes, it's Frederick and Felix.
Guys,
yeah.
I want you to know how crazy it is, how great minds think alike these just twins have been today.
We did the same background randomly today.
At the exact same time.
Literally.
Also, and please note, look at their backgrounds. They're not exactly the same. That's how you know it wasn't one set against the other. They both just happened to find a thing that was the same image, just slightly zoomed or something. Yeah. Anywho.
All right. So I would like to use 2. If I use 2 of the, what was it?
Power. You could spend 2 power to give yourself an extra die that will bring you up to 5.
Okay.
So
okay.
yes.
So I'll just do that.
So you will reduce your power to 11 current. I'll do that for you.
Okay. Thank
and
you.
Now make your roll of your 5d8.
And I just tell you every single individual one, correct?
Yes, or you can tell me what you have, if you can match the most. But yes, you're not adding them. That is correct.
Okay, I have 2 3s, a 5, and 2 7s.
2 3s, a 5, and 2 7s. Okay, you have an interesting situation. So one, you could re-roll those and spend some power to keep some of the dice while re-rolling, or you could spend 5 power to change one if you really wanted a 3rd degree success. But a 2nd degree success is usually like a normal success. It's like,
oh, so I'm trying to get like 3 of a kind.
You want the most of a kind you can get, correct? So if you want to spend 5, you could turn one of those into it. But so you said you have 2 3s and 2 7s. Is that correct?
Correct.
So look at the subject dice key and decide which of those you'd rather your success be. Sometimes when you make a roll, you need multiple successes on one roll. You need like 2 different sets in order to do 2 things at once. And so you might be like, oh, I'm going to use this one for this or this one for this. But in this case, you only need 1 success. So it is, would you like it to be dialectic or astronomy? Which of those classic liberal arts would you like to use?
I would say dialectic.
Dialectic. Logic, truth, reason, analysis. I mean, you're doing an analyze roll. Dialectic is always the right answer for sure. So I'll say that because you went with that, we'll kind of give you like a 2.5 degree success. The King Bee Needs His Honey is like an old madrigal. Sort of like a song, and your belief in this song, and it was once sung by a character named Dahlia, who had sung it with the because Dahlia went to Dartmoor College. If you guys don't remember that.
Yes, Dahlia.
Yes, I do, yeah.
After much controlling.
And Dahlia was in a group called. I'm sorry, I'm taking a long time to answer your question, but I do want to. Dahlia was in she was not a part of an a cappella improv group at Darkmoor that was called the Beesies, named after an ancient bard, Beesy Reed. But their most popular song is The King Bee Needs His Honey. So it's a song you guys even hear a fair bit, Felix.
Oh my god, I remember this.
You were present for that game. That was
yes,
one of your. That was
yeah.
your I think you were a professor from this college.
Maurice Feingold, yeah.
And is it The King Bee Needs or Meets?
Needs his honey.
Okay, got it. That's what I thought.
And basically, in this old song, the king bee keeps demanding that the queen give him honey, and her attendants keep distracting him. They keep sort of like, it's all about like the king bee, the opening thing. I don't have this whole song written, I'm sorry. But the opening thing is, the king bee buzzed into the court inquiring for his queen, but his love's attendants spurred him out, she wouldn't yet be seen. So the king bee keeps demanding, give me my honey, give me my queen, and they keep saying, oh sure, but first do this, king, or first do this. So it's this sort of like, you know, like fetch
I'm sorry,
quest.
you guys, I couldn't pull a masterpiece out of my ass. Like, it's amazing that you even have it.
Well, as I was
all.
mentioning
I
in my
wrote
stream
that.
earlier today, it's important to be able to pull things out of your ass whenever you need them.
I wrote this a long time ago. This is not a thing I wish I'd now finished it, because I could have gone through. But I do know that this whole thing, you are aware, is a story about a king needing honey, but what it really is like an allegory, or kind of like a thinly veiled like critique of King Adelard of Holdfast, who, and the queen in this case is actually not his beloved. The queen was the court magician whom he was demanding things from in a certain key time. And basically it is how his other courtiers and advisors like thwarted the king's attempts to get what he required. What is the name of that court magician? Anaphias.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Anaphias, of course, is her name. So.
And this is, and Felix knows this.
Felix knows all of this with that role. He knows that that's the...
So Felix says, yeah, so it's like this. And then he says all that.
Okay, so now that we know that, just being familiar with the way that these things work, I don't think that honey from the cafeteria is gonna sate this bee.
But it's good. It's decent, good honey. It's from Clovis. It's quality honey. Grade A. I put it in my tea.
But I do need honey. I'm hungry for honey.
He's hungry.
Okay, well, you can give him
Why don't we
that.
try? It's easy enough.
Sure.
Yeah, we have so much of it.
Clover honey is the cheapest honey, but that's fine. If it satisfies it.
We are students. We are poor.
Well, I'm sure...
Yeah, we have to have our parents pay for everything.
I'm sure that the university would be happy to provide honey for a distinguished guest, provided you think you all understand what magic is at work here and how we can gain more of it.
So I don't know a ton about magic. You know, I'm more about the actual sciences. So if you could explain this, I'd be, you know, maybe we could put some logic behind it.
Of course, it is all what's really the difference. At this point, you guys hear a crashing of glass. On the other side of the room, the ghoul has like knocked over a little glass case that contained a skull, and he's now sucking on the skull.
Yes, is La Magie, I believe that... Please take the ghoul to your laboratory.
Oh, okay, so we're just stepping right into feeding flesh to the characters.
I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to waste these beautiful specimens that will get donated to science on this monster.
Would you rather donate your own body?
Oh, it's yours. You're the one who summons the ghoul, apparently.
I did no such thing.
The ghoul looks at you, Sophie,
Verde.
and there's this moment as like the light shines on him that it reminds you, because in the ghoul with R.J. Arthur, you definitely recall that the character like does like periodically, like as all movie monsters do, he will occasionally see women and like fall in love with them, but the ghoul typically tries to eat them eventually. But he looks at you with this like look of like both like caring and also
No.
hunger.
No. We must take the ghoul to your lab. I will not be its flesh.
Professor.
Yes.
Wait a minute. What? Is the goal here to just do what the characters want us to do? What is your ultimate goal here? Because those questions have not been answered to me.
He sort of like looks at you. The goal, my dear, is knowledge, of course.
Oh, Of course it is. Of course it's knowledge. Knowledge about what? Specifically.
Knowledge about some new occurrence. Characters brought to life. Horrifying things out of a nightmare. Made flesh and substance.
Okay, so you want to find out how or why these characters are here. Is that what I'm hearing?
Of course.
Okay. That we can do. That we can figure out. And I'll turn to the group. Okay, at least we know what these characters want. According to everything that I know, they might have information about where they're from. We can start gathering information about where they're from and go from there.
How do you know this?
It's a long story.
We like stories.
Yeah, stories are great.
Our mother told us stories every weekend.
We do not have time. We have two very hungry, threatening beasts.
The Voluptua girl will say, I could eat.
Okay, wait a minute. What is it that you need?
Me?
What? Yeah.
I just need to dance. I just need to get the music going. I need you to dance too. You want to dance with me? And she takes your hand and starts like, oh, baby, shake it. Yeah.
No,
Come on, let's have a
no,
party.
no.
It's Voluptua after all. Welcome to
No.
Voluptua, where the sunrise isn't the only thing that
No,
gets
not
high in the
the
morning.
Oh gosh. Okay. Wait, Voluptua.
Yeah.
Radio girl. Do you know?
What? I've been on the
do you know-
radio before. I've
No,
done it
the-
on a radio too.
What is it? AM, FM.
AM, FM.
Radio.
Ass, mouth, fuck mouth?
That's so funny. That's so clever.
I'm not sure if that's what it means, but maybe it is.
Okay.
Get suits on.
And dancing. You have a
Okay,
good
so-
body. You must be some kind of athlete. Come on, dance with me.
No. Okay.
What about you,
So-
Glasses? You want to dance? Apparently that
Which-
applies to all three of you.
I can do some kind of old foxtrot or waltz.
Can we feed her to the ghoul?
You may all have 4 eyes, but I'm looking for 4 thighs.
Yes, let's feed her to the
Okay.
It solves 2 problems. Let's feed her
No.
to...
I don't think we should feed characters to characters. That feels more like cannibalism somehow
I
than
agree,
him
miss.
eating a person.
The ghoul should eat a student here at this school. Or
I
someone
don't
else.
think. Okay, Wednesday? No, we're
The
not
ghoul is
doing that.
hungry, miss. You seem to know a lot, miss. Why don't you share your knowledge with the others?
I already did.
What did
I
you say
agree,
that I...
that's-
Why did... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Felix.
I do agree. I believe you do have more information than you're letting on.
I mean, I can't just share everything. I'm sharing everything I know as it's coming up.
Yeah, but without complete knowledge sets, then we're gonna draw the incorrect conclusions.
I'm
Apropos-
sharing. I'm sharing information as it comes. That we have goals here, as opposed to before we
What
didn't.
are the goals here?
The goals are to get what they need, and then maybe we'll get more crystals, or like another level to the elevator. Is there an elevator in here?
Elevator, not
Or
familiar with
some
one,
kind of-
but perhaps.
Okay, but or like a door, or something that
Yes,
appeared
the
when
doorway
they
we came in
first-
from.
No, that's not what I'm talking
Medina-
about. Something that wasn't here before.
Medina, would you like to step out into the foyer?
Yes, I will go.
You go into the foyer,
frantically
and Medina, the foyer here of Holdfast Hall is very similar to the foyer of Hampstead Hall. In fact, this building really does seem like it is the same as the one you were in, just slightly skinned differently.
Okay. Oh, I had a suspicion. Okay. I'm gonna run to where the elevator should be.
Okay.
Is it there? Is something there?
You recall that the elevator was once in this little, there was like an indentation just in like the molding that you would press when it first appeared.
Okay. I'm gonna like begin like searching.
Sure, you run your hand to where it was. And Medina, you hear this click in front of you. And the walls open up. And standing in front of you in the elevator, in what would be an elevator, just in that space, is a boy. You know, about probably 3 years ago or so. He's wearing preppy clothing. His name is Jason. And his skin is pallid and lifeless. His eyes are sunk. And he just glares at you. And he takes a step towards you.
No. And I'll try to close it.
You reach for the buttons. His hand wraps around your wrist. Cold and clammy. And then you're just standing at a wall. There's no one there. No button for an elevator on the side.
I'll just like sort of just like fall to the floor, like not like passing out, but just like my legs give out from under me.
Mm-hmm. The rest of you might have followed her out. You see her kind of on the floor over there, Medina. You might hear a couple of footsteps behind you. Actually, maybe not. What is your listen under vitality?
Listen is 2.
2?
2.
Then you hear nothing. You're just so like, all you hear is like your own like heartbeat. The rest of you watch, and Medina, you feel this hard kind of like these like bony fingers on your hair, saying, and then a voice says, "There, miss. You seem to have had quite a fright."
Oh no.
The rest of you watch as Wednesday's gone over and is rubbing her hair. The ghoul is slowly shuffling towards her, like along the hall. Like...
And so Medina, like, I guess she's sensing that the others are making their way in, right?
Yes.
She's just gonna like wipe her face really quick and stand up and be like, "The elevator's not here." But
No, of course there's no elevator.
Why did she fall over? Does she have no blood sugar from not enough honey?
probably, yeah. That's exactly why. Something to eat would be great. That's good call.
Let's go to the cafeteria. It's here. We can get the honey.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we'll get some late night snacks. I think. Do they have? As I said, it's still chicken and waffle season.
Okay, yes, it's always chicken and waffle season.
To the buddies.
Okay, well, they might not be able to leave here because based on what I know, again, sharing knowledge as it becomes relevant, characters typically can't leave the place of their summoning or where they spawned from.
Why don't we just try then? I mean, just let's go. This is
Let's take them out on a little trip.
Then let's do what I said and let's just leave.
it's a nice campus.
Felix. Oh boy, you're not great at this. Oh dear. Felix. The ghoul is just too hungry. The ghoul leaps for you. Could you please make a dodge roll for me?
Where do I find that?
That is under your coordination. It is the gold column, the second one over.
Okay. And it
Color coding
was-
helps, right, guys? Because I can say the color of the thing. Yeah.
So just 2.
You only
I
get to
used
roll
2
2.
for the-
Now you can spend some to get more. Or you can always, after making a roll, you can spend 5 to turn one of your dice to another dice.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just roll.
Understood. And I should mention you guys get power back at a rate of 1 per hour. Just so you're aware.
I see. Okay. So, and then I pick like if I want one of them to.
So what did you roll?
So I rolled a 4 and a 5.
4 and a 5.
So-
So
I would like to use. Well, if I don't use anything, then
if you don't use anything, the ghoul is getting a hold of you.
okay. So I would like to use 5 power to
Perfect.
change them both to Arithmetic.
So you'll change your 4 to a 5. With that, you have arithmetic. You're evaluating the vibe. Had you done music, it would have been a more like like a dancey out of the way thing. But the point is, you see him coming, and you manage to just like duck, and the ghoul kind of like, and he still kind of scrambles, but you're able to sort of get back from him. And Wednesday just puts a hand on the ghoul's shoulder and whispers into his ear. Do any of you have a listen of 4 or higher? Listen is under vitality, the pink 3rd column.
Ah, got it.
No.
Anyone have listen high?
One moment.
I just have a look of 4, so I really know that she is saying something. I don't know what it is, though.
Cannot tell what it is, but...
Oh, I have a look of 5.
You have a listen.
Oh, listen.
Listen,
4.
sorry, yes. 4? Oh, 4 is high enough. So basically, you hear her saying, like, she whispers to the ghoul. And you can make out what she's saying, which is basically like, patience, my pet. And the ghoul sort of like, looks very hungry. But stops. And she says, but yes, food would be good. And dancing. She gestures to the voluptuous one who's like, she's found like a banister on the thing and she's just like, riding that like a, well, like all sorts of stuff.
Sorry, this was Wednesday who said
Wednesday
this.
said this to the ghoul, yes.
Just making sure. Can I, usher over, Miss Medina? I do not think we can trust this Wednesday. You're mute.
Yeah, I thought I knew her, but
no, she is in collusion with the ghoul. This is not good.
what do you mean in collusion?
She called him her pet.
What exactly did she say?
Patience, my pet.
Yep. Sophie's like, it's pretty straightforward. I heard the Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I do not think this is good for us, no? No?
I don't... Hold on. Hey, Wednesday.
Yes, miss.
Do you enjoy braiding hair?
Yes, miss. How did you know that, miss?
I was just wondering.
I had a doll I used to braid her hair. It was so pleasant.
I'm sorry. Dan's like literally grabbing his tit in anxiety over this. That was a tit grab.
Now, I was grabbing my shirt. Trust me, if I'm grabbing that, you'll know.
How sweet. When you were a little girl?
Yes, miss. When I was a little girl, I had a doll. Her name was Venetia.
That's a beautiful name.
Yes, miss.
Friedrich and I had a doll when we were young, and we would share it.
We all
Back
had
in-
dolls. Yes. We all had dolls.
Did you also have matching outfits with your doll?
Yeah. That's
Don't
what
be
we did.
whispering to Medina. What does this have to do with anything?
You know, gathering fun information about characters is always something that people enjoy, so...
Yes, well, can we do some gathering while they eat so they do not eat us?
I don't know if it can eat us. Did it make Did I see it make contact with Felix, or it didn't get there?
It grabbed Felix. It didn't like harm him at all, but it was definitely like, had he not moved, you're pretty sure it would have hit him.
Okay. I don't know. In my experience, they have been kind of, I don't want to say it like this, but they've been kind of loyal to the people who summoned them, and
Yes,
that...
well, they do not appear to be that way now. I think we should go and try to get them food. At least we must try, and then we will know.
Okay, fine. Let's do that. At least we've got a goal here.
So we're going to get food now?
Yes, some honey. Some actual honey.
Yes.
Not anything, not implying anything.
I want any kind of honey.
Okay.
Voluptuous bikini team dancer's like, I got some honey for you as well, honey.
So,
Oh,
well,
good.
maybe that's a
His stinger's like anyway. Yeah.
He's not
This is what? I mean, no.
protected.
This is quite an experiment we must try. Is this interaction will work? If that provides the satisfactions that the king needs?
No, it
Brilliant
does not.
idea, Fred.
He requires honey to eat. Hey, if he wants honey to eat, I've sure got a honey pot.
Okay,
Please
let's head to the cafeteria then, shall we?
So, is your plan to go to the cafeteria? Or are you bringing these things with you?
I'd like to try, yeah.
Let's bring some with
Maybe
us.
that's the ghoul.
Maybe they
Maybe,
can
I don't want the ghoul eating some students along the way.
So you're telling the
Well,
ghoul
then
to remain here?
Go to your lab.
And perhaps Wednesday should also remain to keep the ghoul in check.
If you'd like me to keep the ghoul here, I can attempt to do so. But he is so very hungry.
We'll bring him like a turkey leg or something.
Make sure it is uncooked
Yes.
and as fresh as you can find.
Yes.
Perhaps you'll find a bird or
Gross.
a pigeon even.
No confit. Sad for you. Okay, let us go.
So, if you guys walk to the door, followed by a dancing girl and a giant buzzing bee, you get to the front door. Medina, you can open it, and you see before you a quad. It is not the same as the one at Oakshire University. It looks very different. And yet, as you glance at this building, it looks as you sort of step out, the building behind you, I mean, it looks just like that. Or
Okay.
that.
So I'll turn back and oh, here we go. Wow. What a nice little building. What a great wow. Did you build that all yourself?
Somebody
the haunted-
hit her. Damn it.
I'm always so nervous it's gonna fall.
That one I'm very
But
nervous
those are-
about, yes.
Yeah.
Is that
So
behind?
Medina will turn back looking at the library and say, well, I guess I just couldn't escape it then. Alright. Shall we? To the mess hall.
Oui.
All right.
Let's go.
Medina, as they step out, Friedrich, who are you guys going out before the characters? Are you letting them go first? What's happening for
I just whatever the natural order of
Okay,
walking
if
out.
you guys sort of step out,
I'll step.
I'm kind of stepping out sideways like this so I can like keep an eye on them as I leave.
Yeah, I'm stepping aside not to keep an eye out, but just because I'm skeptical as to whether or not they can actually exit the building.
the bikini team girl, she walks out, steps onto the porch. Oh, this is
shit.
cool. This is great. This is amazing. I love it. Super fun. I love the vibe out here. Oh man, is this college? You know what they say about colleges?
Yeah, those are fun places.
Yeah, they're fuck fests.
Be sure to wear protection. You
Yeah,
can
you
get
don't
some
have any diseases.
That's
It's
true.
disgusting.
Guys, well, actually, wait, what are you talking about? Protection?
There's no
You mean, like, knee
VD
pads?
in Voluptua. Don't ask how I know that.
You don't have chlamydia or gonorrhea or any other of these diseases
I've
that
never met any of them. Are they
carnal
dancers?
pleasures can what?
Are they dancers? Chlamydia and gonorrhea? I've never heard of them.
No.
They are beautiful names, but they are disgusting
Really are.
diseases. I wanted to name my child chlamydia, but it was a terrible disease I found. I
Also,
thought
our
it
mother
was
would never allow it.
Yes, she would flip her lid. The whole thing.
She would simply not allow us back to the family estates.
Or a guy named Syphilis. He seems like he'd like push like a hard rock up a hill all day.
Forever.
That's
That is Sisyphus?
Bang, banging, banging. Oh yeah, I want to get
Okay.
with chlamydia and gonorrhea. They
no.
they
Okay,
sound
wait,
hot.
wait.
No.
You guys,
the
this
king
is not.
bee bzzz, out,
Okay.
and now he's hovering out there.
This is not supposed to be happening. This is not supposed to be happening. They're not supposed to be able to leave the building. Something is weird.
Well, Medina, you do not seem to know.
No, this I don't know. I've been telling you everything I know.
Then
Just
can we continue to the kitchen?
sure. Yeah, let's go.
Right,
Come
to the
on.
cafeteria.
Let's croissant.
Right. So you guys head to the
Croissant?
cafeteria. Now the first thing that happens is the voluptua girl walks in, and a lot of heads are turned. Now this school is very preppy, very prim and proper. So like most of the girls here are dressed like, you know, sort of like kind of like very nice, but it's you know, it's like a they're pretty buttoned up at a certain thing. And when this voluptuous bikini girl walks in, they're turning. They're like putting hands over boyfriend's eyes. That's the vibe. But then, a 2-foot-long bee buzzes into the room, and everyone starts screaming.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know what I expected.
I need all 4 of you to please make a... you can make either a dodge roll, or I would actually allow you to make, like, if you'd prefer... I think maybe an endurance roll to just, like, try to stay in your place. Actually, that should be more physicality-based.
Could I make a swim roll to just kind of maneuver? You know, I'm just like using my arms to maneuver around these people.
I see you took swim. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's how
So give me basically dodges unless there's some other thing you think you could do. It probably really can't be vitality. I think it needs to be coordination or physicality.
I have 2 twos.
2 twos.
Rhetoric.
You managed
Arts
to...
and crafts.
2. What's that, Felix?
Arts and crafts?
I don't think arts and crafts. Arts
I
and
guess
crafts, fine motor skills, those aren't going to work. Those are like little... Yeah, things that we use.
What about perform? Is that...
I think your performance as a poet is less full body and more oratory.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you would like to attempt to perform, you would need a 3rd degree success to get out of the way, because you're basically going to use your stentorian voice to get everyone, like, to kind of, like, keep yourself safe. So you need a higher...
I'm going to do that.
Okay, make that, but you'll need a 3rd
What
degree.
would be considered 1st degree success?
1st degree success is almost never never good enough. 1st degree success means you literally have 1 number. You need 2nd degree because that means you have 2 of the same number.
Right.
3 of you.
I was just wondering.
Everyone.
Like,
so yeah, but in answer to that, like for example, like sometimes it's so easy to sing, you'd have to make a performance, and all you need is a 1st degree music. So you need 1-4 or any 2 things. It's kind of yeah.
Okay. All right. Well then I did dodge and I rolled my 3.
Did you make any successes?
I got 2 4s and a 6.
2 4s and a 6. All right, Felix, how did you do?
I did get 2 8s and then a 3 4 7.
Okay.
But I can use 5 to switch an 8. Am I right?
You definitely can. I think you're going to be low on power if you do that, but you certainly can do that.
I'll have 1 more.
1 more. Well, that means you can forego 1 bit of damage, and then you start being like mortally wounded.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm into it.
All
So,
right.
all 4 of you manage to get out of the press of bodies who riot. As the crowd presses, but you guys manage to get out, and you're still standing there with the voluptuous bikini team dancer. She's just like on a table, just shaking it, and the bee is just
Where is the honey?
It's over here. Why don't
And
we?
what if we like soda?
Oh, it's
No,
Sugar?
let's focus on honey. Honey, let's focus on honey.
But its base is sugar, it's
He
similar.
specifically requested honey.
if you guys are looking for honey, can everyone make a luck roll?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh, with the
Luck,
D13.
you just roll a d13.
Oh.
1.
Good lord.
Friedrich,
This is
you
evil.
see no honey.
13.
13.
11.
Ah, baby!
Oh no!
Roll it again, my friend.
13.
We could definitely use a horror surge on night 1. 2.
So if I also rolled a 13.
Also a 13. Guys, amazing.
Yes.
Could you please roll it again for me?
No. I refuse.
Put those in the chat. What did you have, Medina?
11. Sorry to
I
break
think she
your
did
heart.
it.
Did you do it?
I think she did it and blew out her microphone in the Zoom.
Yeah, your mic is blown.
Oh shit.
Oh, now it's back.
You rolled
Is
another
it
13?
Yes.
Ah!
I rolled a 13 and blew out my mic. No, I don't understand how that happened.
Understood. So, with that,
Hear me right now.
you guys all feel a genuine and tremendous darkness beginning to descend. A sense of horror. Medina, you've never felt anything like this before. You genuinely haven't. As terrified as that was, you all feel this like sinking feeling. The voluptuous dancer feels it too and goes, "Oh my god, are there like photographers around here or something? Ugh, what a drag." The king bee is just like looking around for honey.
Something's wrong.
It was tremendously horrible.
Yeah, I told you. Something's weird.
It feels worse than normal. Do I look around? Do I see anything? Like, is there anything? Like, I look at a window. Is there anything outside, like the weather fronts or something?
Make a look roll.
Can I also make a look roll?
You may. Medina, what did you roll on your D13, by the way?
11.
11. Okay, so Medina, as this is happening, you, Sophie, and Felix, you all... Actually, no, 13s don't count as success. There's a thing. It's like a 1 through 12, and then a 13 means radness. You did find honey. You found some, like, packets of honey, you know, so you could be, like, handing those over to the thing if you wanted, but at this point, there's this bad thing, so maybe you're just holding them. What did my look roll people get? Any
2 7s.
2 7s?
2 6s.
2 6s, 2 7s. I think those are probably, yeah. In this instance, those are both sort of, you do see some shadows outside, like, the stained glass windows of this dining hall. Sort of moving slightly, as if somebody might have been, like, trying to peer in, but has now moved away. There seem to be some figures outside.
This is not something I'm familiar with.
I mean,
You guys hear the creaking of a door.
Which door?
The front door.
It's that front one.
Is anything coming inside?
Hide.
Hello.
No, shut up.
Is there someone in there? I heard you.
These wet footsteps. As this fish-like thing begins to walk in, followed by another couple behind it.
Well, hello. We saw a bunch of people running out of here. Hello.
Are you guys trying to hide for real?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do a sneak roll then. It is under coordination.
No.
Okay, how does power work? We can choose to spend power to give ourselves an extra die.
You can choose to spend 2 power to give yourself an extra die, or after the fact, you can spend 5 to turn 1 die to another, sort of guaranteeing at least a second-degree success.
I got 2 1s.
2 1s. All right. You sort of hide down. Friedrich.
2 5.
Yeah, I got no successes.
No success. So Friedrich, you're kind of, and then Felix, what did you roll?
7 and a 6.
So basically, Felix and Friedrich are kind of like bumping into each other, and you do see this this kind of like fish-like thing is sort of walking in, going.
I thought I smelled something interesting.
Kind of on these two legs. It looks kind of like dried out, and it's carrying like a big like kind of like harpoon-looking kind of like trident thing.
Yeah, you'll do fine.
It rushes for you, Felix. Now at this time, my friends, we are entering kind of a horror sequence, as I call it in this game. Fight sequence and others. So I need to know what everyone would like to attempt to do.
I would like to look for something I can use as a melee weapon.
Understood. All right. Sophie?
So we don't have any weapons on us, right?
You guys don't. Not in this version.
Then I will also look for a weapon.
You will look for a weapon, so you'll try to fight. Now, I will just real quick mention, do you have any fighting skills in your stuff?
Hold on. I might not.
You probably don't, in fact, because you're just a film student.
I did roll 2 5s for my hide earlier.
Okay, yeah, you are hidden right now. That's fine. So like, they're not coming for you. They're coming for Friedrich and Felix.
Can I look for an exit?
Understood. So basically, you would like to just escape.
Like from where I am. Like,
yeah, you'd like to sneak out and try to get away from here. Absolutely. Medina, you are going to try to find a weapon and attack them with it.
If one of the twins, or if anybody becomes an impaired, like
Yeah, I understand.
dangers, then yes.
You kind of have to give me this sort of like what you're like. I mean, obviously, things change and there's adjustments, but what is your
yes,
you
I would like
fight.
to have a weapon
Okay,
in case they are physically attacked, which it looks
Understood.
like is going to happen. So I guess yes.
No, they're being rushed. That's happening for sure. So your plan is
Yeah.
to try to find a weapon and then to try to use said weapon. Understand?
Yes.
Friedrich and Felix, what is it you two would like to do?
I mean, would we like to interpose this bee between us and this person so that the bee might use its big stinger to do some damage?
Okay.
So we grab the honey to throw it on the bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understood. So you guys want to try to get the honey onto the bad guys. Okay, great. Then I understand what everybody's trying to do. So the way this works is you all are going to make a roll. Some of you have to make 2 rolls because you're trying to do more than one thing. But when you make this roll, or you make a single roll, you'll need 2 successes from that roll. I didn't say that right, sorry. I'll talk you all through it, don't worry. But just so you know, even if some of you maybe don't succeed at what you're doing, if other people exceed their target even further, you can wind up like sort of like balancing out for the group. So, here is what I will need to have happen. Medina, I need you to make a luck roll to see if you can find a weapon.
5.
5. All right. With a 5, you will find something you can use. It's not going to be like an amazing melee weapon, so you're going to take a 1 die penalty on it. But you can use a melee precision weapon as you just like reach around and you see, you're probably finding like something somebody dropped. Like you're finding like a, I don't know, like a
lacrosse stick.
Yeah, like something. A lacrosse stick. You're gonna try to like, kind of that thing. It's not a cutting edge, whatever. So you're gonna roll that with a 5. Sophie, you are going to make a simple move roll. That is on, and I think Laura, your sheet actually doesn't have that. I need to adjust that. That is on physicality.
I thought I was doing look.
Oh, with your thing, you don't even have to roll to. All right, I'll tell you what. Actually, this might help you. You can make a look roll, but you will need 2 successes: 1 to look and 1 to actually do the movement out. That's fine. Friedrich and Felix, because you guys are working together, you can sort of coordinate this.
Tandem.
I will need 3 rolls from all of you. I will need a some kind of like throw or fine motor skills to get the honey onto these creatures. And then I will need I basically need 2 move rolls and 1 throw or fine motor skills or anything else you want to pitch to me that you've done.
I could do I have 3 in fine motor skills.
Okay.
And what's the other one you said?
Move. You got, but again, if you want to pitch me a different thing, you can. Dodge could even potentially be a thing, but you guys are probably trying to like since you're trying to like reposition, get out of there. Yeah.
I'm proficient in arts and crafts and getting like glue and things in the right way on paper.
I don't think you have like arts and crafts. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like honey spraying it in that way. Okay.
Yeah. I've mastered this.
Could I possibly analyze the best way to get us out of here?
You can analyze, but you still need to do those other things.
Yeah.
So if you want to analyze, you guys will need 4 successes total.
So when you say 4 successes, 4 matching.
4 matching sets, yes, and you'll need at least 2nd degrees for all of these.
Over how many sets of rolls?
The 2 rolls that you 2 are doing.
And do ours correspond? Like, do our numbers have to be the same?
You're each making rolls, but like for example, Friedrich, if you're able to get 3 matches, then that will count as the 3 matches, and if he gets 1 match, that's the idea.
Okay, so I'll do analyze,
Okay.
and I'll spend 4 power to get 2 more dice.
Okay, Felix, you're gonna do a fine motor arts and crafts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so give me. So we'll try those out. So, I'm gonna go sort of in order of these things happening. Friedrich, what have you rolled?
Yeah, I have on 8 dice. I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to. Have you figured out if you want to do something more for straights?
No.
God, No, we've been talking about this in the other game where we use this system. You should have something for a straight.
Absolutely.
I could. What if I change? What if I spend 5 to change one of the 1s to an 8, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Yes.
He does it and it doesn't do it.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic.
Fantastic.
I'll tell you what, Friedrich. Okay, here is an idea for straights. Yes, you can do that. That's fine.
So spends a 5 to
You
make
can
it
spend 5 to
straight.
make 1 and 8, and now you have 1 through 8. Felix, what did you roll?
Is this more
You
worth
go
it to, like, from a mechanical perspective? Is it more worth it for you to do that, or to like do some other things to maybe fine-tune these rolls?
Fine-tune this roll so that you have at least... Because you need 3 successes is the problem.
Yeah.
You need 3 things altogether.
Yeah.
And you could spend... Do you have 10 to spend? No, you don't. You just spent 4.
No, I have 9 to
Yeah,
spend.
see, if you had 10 to spend, you could
Yeah, then I
literally
could, yeah.
just change 2
Yeah,
to the
just-
thing, because you can't change
just
2 to the
finagle
same
it,
number
yeah.
because of blank. Man, I would say... A straight is going to basically represent, rather than like success or failure, a straight is kind of like a lengthening of the situation and enhancement, a like a pure neutrality, like no whatever. So basically that's, so if you want to do that, you can do that. Otherwise you can try to keep those into a reroll somehow and hope you get lucky. I think you should, however, know, Felix, what did you roll?
I got a pair of 2s
So
and a 3.
he has 1 success. So he's basically managed to splash it. So you need to analyze a route for the 2 of you to move really quickly.
So okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to spend. Let me make sure I have this. I have the ability to do this.
Yes.
I need to spend 6 and. Yeah. So okay, I can do this. So I'm going to spend 6 to reroll my pool, but hold on to 3 dice.
Correct.
And then I'm also going to spend, wait. So if I do that, say I'm going to keep like a 1, and then like a 6.
Sure.
Can I also then spend 2 power to make one of the ones I would be rolling a 6 as well?
I think
I'm
that
trying
says
to-
it must be done after predetermine,
But I can only predetermine one to any single
but
subject.
it's done before a roll is made. You can't do it after. You can't do it as part of a reroll.
Ah, scheiße. That's so clear. Okay.
It's tricky. No,
So
it'll be a risk. It'll be a risk.
In that case, I will. Okay. I'm just going to spend 3 to reroll the whole pool.
Reroll the whole damn thing. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. He's rerolling this, hoping he gets 2 successes and then can just change 1 to a thing. I see exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I have a 1, a 3, and an 8, and a 4, but then I also have 4 2s.
So 4 2s
Yeah.
are 2 separate. Are 2 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in that case, I shall also spend 5 more to then change 1. So I will say I change the let's say I change the 8 to a 1.
8 to a 1. So you have 1 1 2 2 2 2, and Felix, you also had 2 2.
See.
Wow, so it's a coordinated, because sometimes when you're coordinating, it's good to have the same ones across. So you guys, and 2 is rhetoric, so it's all about tactics, which is very appropriate for what you're doing.
With a splash of structure and constraint and order.
Exactly. So basically, yeah, with a little bit of that for the most part. So as you guys begin like pulling, as you guys begin pulling this honey, and you're like throwing it, like trying to position yourselves behind this out of the way, keeping the king, who's moving toward, and they sort of are like, and they begin to move to attack. Sophie, what did you roll on your look?
Oh yes. No, I'm gonna try 3 3 2 2 6 and then 2 3 4 5 6. So 2 2s in my first roll, or two.
No,
instead of
so I'm
three-
so sorry. I said this, but we might want to do this thing. You are making one roll, and you need 2 successes in that one roll.
Oh, I thought you told me to roll twice.
You
because
don't
one's
need.
for-
No, it's not. Yeah, I know it's kind of backwards how things usually go. In this case, so
Well, then I'm just gonna. So just the first roll. Then,
what was
is
your
I-
first roll?
2 3s and 2 2s and a 6.
Okay, so that is 2 successes. Which one of those would you like to be for your looking, and which would you like to be for your moving?
Oh, because that's where I look at the numbers, right? The
Mhm.
dice key. Okay.
On your subject dice key, correct.
Okay.
And then Medina will get to you in a moment. Have you already rolled?
I have.
Are you spending any
I guess
power
I'll make.
afterwards?
I want the 3s to be my look roll and the 2s to be my move roll.
Perfect, because the I thought you had
Does that
6s. Oh, 6 was your
No.
extra one. Gotcha. Sure. So your tactics is how you move. Your look is the logic of it. So basically, Sophie sees an exit here, and she is sort of moving, sort of like rapidly trying to get out of here. Congratulations, Sophie. You see an exit. You run for it. Medina, you are moving forward with just whatever lacrosse stick you just found, whatever, or field hockey thing, whatever. It's a little heavy for you, so it's not really your precision kind of thing. It's not like a fencing thing. But what did you roll?
Actually, you know what? I will use 5 power to make 3 2s.
So you have 3 2s.
Mm-hmm.
So Medina comes in and is just... So basically, Friedrich, as you and Felix are kind of backing up and trying to get this, as these monsters are coming, the king bee does move in and begins as he's sieging them and eating the honey, they start sort of screaming. And then Medina runs up behind with a 3rd degree success here. Medina, you're winning sort of completely outright. Congratulations. One thing you get to do as you're sort of blocking is you're attacking them, and when you've knocked one down, you take its better weapon.
Yes.
And are able to kind of fight a couple more of them off as you're just trying to get some space. You also notice that the voluptuous dancer begins dance. She just keeps dancing, and one of the things is just totally enraptured. A couple of them stand there, and as she's dancing, she just points to them and just goes, "Stab him in the head, but do it sexy." So you are able to do that with that roll.
And I will.
She just kind of drop a couple of them. You seem to have already taken out 3 or 4 of these things, but many more are coming through the walls. The king bee sort of attacking. Friedrich and Felix have gotten out of the way. Sophie is also sort of rushing out of the way. However, Sophie, Friedrich, and Felix, you all have only met what you're trying to get to. So I actually need you guys to all roll resist injury. And I don't think we've ever done this in any things that Dan has done yet.
No.
Okay, where is resist injury?
That's not a match.
No match. Okay, great.
No match.
Oh, Friedrich,
Where's-
you're really low on power, aren't you?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
Resist injury.
there's
I'm
a-
so sorry. It's in vitality in the middle.
Okay. Sorry, are you able to hear me okay, or is it just...
No, we hear you.
Okay, you're just ignoring me like usual. Got it.
No, it's when you lean back. It sounds like you're
I
underwater.
think Zoom is not. I am actually having some trouble hearing you, or the beginnings of your things.
We tried adjusting it earlier and the auto. I'll turn it back on and see if that fixes it. Anyway, sorry. Resist injury is under vitality. Okay,
Yes.
I see.
Felix, how did you do?
I did not have a match.
Understood.
No dice.
Friedrich and Felix, you both have one vitality. Is that correct? Up right now.
1, yeah.
Okay. One power, that is.
One power.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just 1. All we need is 1 these days.
Sophie, how'd you do?
I rolled 2 7s.
2 7s. Okay, so you're resisting the thing. All right. You roll 2 7s on 2 dice.
I
Or you have
used a
3.
power. The third one. Yeah.
Oh, you use power to buy a third. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, with that, Friedrich and Felix and Sophie and Medina, you fighting them off. They managed to get free, but you guys are kind of slashed by kind of these tritons of these monsters as they're sort of coming for you. So Sophie, Felix, and Friedrich, you all take... Yikes. You all take 3
Merde.
points of sort of harm. what you do is you immediately spend your power to avoid this harm. This is like kind of like one way people often think of hit points. So avoid the harm you've taken. Sophie, this means you're like dodging and like you might get like bumped a little bit. You're able to force through it. So you just remove 3 power from your top. But Felix and Friedrich, you two are both taking 1. Your last power is gone, so you're at 0 power. And now you both must take 2 conditions.
Oh, the first condition is that I shall only graduate if I maintain my grade point average.
Excellent.
That's what
excellent things to add, but it's not that kind of conditions. Conditions basically mean standing penalties to all rolls, and actually conditions are like you guys have like body wounds. You guys have been like stabbed. You are in mortal peril as you guys are rushing out.
So we have 2 conditions.
You both have 2 conditions, which is rough because monsters are swarming this place. Medina, you're sort of fighting. You've managed to fight them off, and you're doing a good job. And actually, Medina, because you got a 3rd degree success, you don't take any damage. You've dealt the damage. You don't even have to resist injury because it's not like a. Yeah, go ahead, Medina.
How far are we from the library?
You could run there in a couple minutes. It's on the. We'll say it's like, it's
okay. It's not within shouting distance.
No, not within shouting distance.
Is there? No, I wouldn't know that. Never mind. I was gonna say, could I call the library from a phone? But I wouldn't know anything about this.
You know nothing about whatever. But as you're sort of fighting them off, they are falling, but like you see that more of them are coming in. And at this point, you've done good enough to fight off that you, and so as the 3 of them are running out, like Sophie looks a little worse for wear, hair all unmussed, I'm sure. But Felix and Friedrich are like bloodied. They're torn up as you guys step out, sort of like the rear door with the bee, like I could have run much more, honey. I hate fish. I like honey. And kind of. You and Sexy Voluptuous Dancer, you guys are all going out of the sort of this side door as these things are chasing after you. Go ahead.
Okay. Can we make our way? Can we make our way to the library? Or, do I get a sense that since I've experienced like magical weapons, do I get a sense that this weapon that I have is not okay?
It's also probably like not. It's. You don't know that this weapon will be much like you've already broken off like one of the tines of the trident.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a great weapon.
It's now abidant,
These fish things might be following, but you guys did with the rolls you've succeeded. You all have succeeded to getting away. You're out here, but now you are trying to move across the quad, sort of more quickly. Sophie, go ahead.
Should we not continue to the kitchen?
No, we need to go home. Go back to the library.
We need medical attention.
Of course.
Perhaps there are books that can teach us how to heal ourselves in the library.
Move.
No, wait. We don't want to go into the library. Is that Ghoul is going to eat us?
Should we not go to the physician?
I want to go to the nurse's office.
Wednesday.
The student health center.
Wednesday knows how to help people. She was like a maid or whatever, and she's multi-talented. Makes amazing buns, by the way.
Wednesday was able to do medicine on it. You remember that? You sewed someone up because of Wednesday.
But that's right. She's in the collusion.
Yes, but right now she's the best option we have. Let's make our way back to the library, and we can go from there. She can control the ghoul, or we can put him away. I don't know, but we've got to get these guys help.
So, as you guys, do you all agree to this plan?
She's the tough one.
She did just kill monsters with the thing.
Yeah, and right now we need to. I have not the cognitive capacity to plan.
And meanwhile, the dancer's just like, also, I got what I needed. I got eyes on me. It's so sexy to see someone staring at you as their very last.
Okay, you know what? Great plan. If they catch up to us, you can just dance and mesmerize them.
I will dance and mesmerize them. I am here to mesmerize. I'm here to tell people about how great voluptuous.
I'm not listening. I'm moving. Just by the way.
All right, so you're kind of like helping the boys quickly. Sophie, you guys rush back to the library. The Professor Charles is standing on the doors, like, oh, are you all right? Did something happen? Was this the bees doing?
No, but something out there. We need to lock
Close the
doors.
doors. They're coming.
I felt a horror surge, but I'm sure it will be over.
A
by the time
what?
you
A
get
what?
inside.
A what?
Horror surges sometimes. It's nothing to worry about. But
Do you
are
not
they...
see them? What do you mean nothing to worry about?
Oh.
What is a horror surge?
I mean, the horror surge is over, Miss Lake. It's something that happens at Darkmoor. Probably, I presume, not at your old university. Curious. The point is, the boys need medical attention. Medina says, I can help with that. I performed
You mean
autopsy-
Wednesday?
What did I say, Medina?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday will say, I can help with that. I've performed autopsies.
We are still living. We are breathing. Look at us.
Yeah, please don't autopsy us yet.
It's the same principle, but I'll have a head start in case you do. The boys kind of come in and she looks at them and says, oh, they've been sliced and diced up, right. In this room, and sort of you guys like head back and you go to Medina. It's one of the rooms you sort of remember that they're just like laying on like a table.
Okay.
And she says, oh dear, I won't have time to save both of them. You'll have to choose.
They're not. Are they like
Yeah,
dying?
no, yeah, they're like dying. It's conditions mean you're like dying. Sophie, actually,
God.
wait. Yeah, she says no. There's simply no way. I have to. You have to choose which one lives and which one dies.
Well, why don't you work on one and I'll work on the other one, and you just tell me what to do?
Oh,
Okay,
no.
you work on that one, and I'll.
Can I try and I can try and
You'll make a
do
mess
something
of
on
things.
myself?
No.
I have 5 in medicine.
Perhaps you can, but no. She says no, that wouldn't be right. Felix, would you please make a read person roll? No,
Oh.
it's not right to play with yourself.
I got 3 2s,
Three
a
twos?
1, a 7, and an 8.
With 3 choose, which, you know, rhetoric all about sort of the confrontation, communication. Wednesday is lying. She can easily save both of you.
She's not telling the truth. She can save both of us. I know you can. Please, just help us. We are twins. What will we do without each other?
Would you like me
It
to
would be
sew-
like half of us being dead.
Would you like me to sew you together so you're always together and never apart?
No, we're not
Oh,
doing
but-
that. We're not making
Do
conjoined
you not
twins.
want
Not
them
today.
to live?
I can save them, it's fine, miss. Please fetch me supplies. Oh, and you should keep the ghoul out of here. And in fact, you guys see that the ghoul is just like at the door, like.
I will go to the door and slam it shut, but not in a mean way, just in like a quick way
Yeah.
of like, no.
Anything to drag to put in front of the door?
Oh no, the ghoul will be very sad if you try to lock him out. You should just go play with him a bit. He likes to
I
play
don't-
fetch. Oh, I've an idea. She takes a like a bloody sort of like a rag or something, and she's like soaking it against Felix's abdomen. And she says, "Here, go throw that around. He'll fight you when you try to take it away from him, but be firm, and he'll fetch that for a while, miss."
No.
Okay, you know what? And I'll grab the cloth and open the door and throw it out and shut the door again.
As you open the door from the hallway, Professor Charles says, "Is everything all right? Should we?"
No,
No.
it's not all right. Come in here, and I'll pull him in.
He walks in.
This was not supposed to happen. These characters aren't supposed to leave.
Aren't
They're not
supposed
They're
to.
supposed to like.
What do you mean, Miss Lake? So you do know of characters coming to life?
Yes. I mean, you mentioned my other school. You obviously know that there's something going on there.
I am unfamiliar. I simply know you're a transfer student. What is your other school?
A place where horror surges didn't happen.
I see. What is it called? Your university?
What was the name again?
Oakshire?
That's right. Because in my head it was always Darkmoor.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I mean, when I was in
I'm
it,
where
I
I
knew
was
it
always
Oakshire.
supposed to be. Go ahead.
Talk about a real peek behind the veil, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
No. Y'all, I had no idea that. Anyway, it was called Oakshire.
I like
And-
the name. It sounds classy. Are you all right, Miss Pellicule?
Yes, we. I have some injury.
I'm sure you'll be fine. You're a resilient student, and your writing on film shows true insight. Very well. I will try to comfort you. Miss Lake, please come with me. I'm sure Wednesday can help. Perhaps the dancer could be a bit of a nurse. And she goes, I'm very good at nursing people. I'm really good at nursing, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yes, everyone knows what you mean.
Cool. Can you explain it to me? I'm not sure I do.
I will follow the professor.
So you guys step out. The professor says, so, Medina, if there are things you know about how this works, what sort of studies, what you do in your downtime, how it is you learn about these creatures and these things, it would be good to know.
I mean, we just read about them. We finished whatever we started reading with them, and then...
And horror was not surging, is that correct?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Not everyone does, but I'm a rather well-informed individual.
Okay, well, not well-informed enough to know what the hell is happening with these characters. But apparently I am, so yes, you just...
Sometimes, Miss Lake, the best way to instruct is to let students get their hands dirty, wouldn't you agree? To do
yeah,
things
but not with
themselves.
blood.
Well, there is an awful lot of blood around here. This is Darkmoor University. I know you're a recent transfer. I see that you're a pre-law student. You believe in contracts and legal concepts. Did you happen to notice the name of the school mascot here at Darkmoor?
Did I?
No. You just woke up on a couch.
No.
We root for the Darkmoor Dead.
What does that mean? That's really morbid for a mascot. What does it
Not
look
at
like?
all. Oh, the dead? Well, people paint themselves up as dead at school functions, but our mascot is not dissimilar from, and he sort of like gestures over to the ghoul just in the corner, like gnawing on the rag you tossed him.
I'm only thinking of the human from Community.
Sure, yeah, the Greendale human. But at this point, all of you, bring, 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 bring,
Oh.
bring, bring. An old phone on a table here in the foyer is ringing.
Was that there before?
Yeah, it was there. It didn't like appear, but it I mean, there were old little end tables in Hampstead Hall, you remember, as well, that kind of a thing. He steps over to it, picks it up, and says, "Hold fast, Hole. This is Professor Charles speaking." Oh, she's right here, in fact.
Oh!
Miss Lake, the provost would like to speak to you.
Provost? What? Okay.
Of the university?
She steps
Hello?
over. Yeah, Sophie, you can have stepped out here if you wanted to. You get on. You hear this voice saying, "Hello, Miss Lake. How are you liking Darkmoor so far?"
I'll turn away from the others and say, "How did you know I'm here?"
Well, you applied, of course.
Rude.
I don't remember being accepted or coming here.
I accepted you very quickly when you applied, Miss Lake. You wanted to go on a dream quest.
This isn't a dream.
No, it's not, Miss Lake. In any case, I'm very excited for what you're going to bring to the Darkmoor collegiate community. We're going to learn a lot from each other.
What am I supposed to do here?
Study, Miss Lake. Study our primary subject.
Law?
No, Miss Lake. Fear. to Darkmoor. The line hangs up.
Medina will try not to give anything. She did not make the Lauren shocked face. She's not going to give anything away, and she'll just say, okay, well, thank you.
Have a good talk with the Provost, Miss Lake. You're muted, Miss Lake. I don't know why.
I accidentally hit a button when I hung up the imaginary phone.
Click. Click. I leave Zoom. No.
When I hit it, I was like, that would be so funny if I accidentally did that. Anyway, no, it's, yeah, totally super. Quick question. Do you have... Wait, I have to think.
Of course, Miss Lake.
Wait, I have to ask... Wait. I have to ask you something in chat.
Okay. In the meantime, Felix and Friedrich.
Side conversations.
Yes, Sophie, what are you up to as this is happening?
I was trying to listen to the phone call, but
But there, she's over there, and Professor Charles is like, "So, Sophie, what's on your streaming queue these days? What film should I be watching?"
I have, of course, been studying the R.J. Arthur.
Ah, his oeuvre is quite impressive. Oeuvre, see how I said that? Yes.
Must know what to do.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Are you smoking?
Yes.
Absolutely. You're so allowed. Actually, when you pull out a cigarette, he goes, "Oh, Miss Pellicule, no. Allow me." Yes. Medina, did you have another question?
Whenever it cuts back to me, I do have...
Go. Yeah, you're in this room. That's fine.
Quick question. Do you have any of the Blood from a Stone series or anything?
Professor Charles stares at you. As a matter of fact, the university was just granted that very album by a benefactor, a man who sort of drifts about from here and there. I didn't realize you were interested in music, Miss Lake. But I see you're asking the right questions. Yes, I'm very glad to have you here at Darkmoor as well.
It's Kismet.
He,
Oh boy, what is that?
All right, so with that, as Medina sort of like runs a hand over the hair of both of the twins and says,
Wednesday?
You mean Wednesday?
Wednesday, Jesus, I'm sorry. As Wednesday runs her hand over the hair of both of the twins, she'll say, "Don't worry, boys. This is going to hurt a lot." And as Sophie smokes and looks so cinematic, and as Medina wonders what the hell she's gotten herself into, that is where we'll end tonight's chapter of Blood from a Stone. Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. My friends, I'm very excited about this. Clearly you can see that I'm doing some things where some things mirror some other things. I know that Zane and Liv are not super familiar with the game that was on Monday. Lauren is playing a character from said game, who's now here apparently. How this will all interact.
I had no idea, by the way. Just so the audience knows,
I didn't
knew
know
that
either.
I was coming back as Medina. I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah, no, they did not understand. They were. You probably had a hint because I said university.
I mean, yeah,
I said there was a
but I
university
didn't.
thing.
You didn't. No, because Philip, you're like, oh, I probably. Every time you do something that's like, I probably gave away the whole store long ago. And like, Philip, you said like one brief thing that could have gone a million different directions, and we did not pick up that you were gonna fuck with us this way, even though we probably should have.
Yeah. So in any case, You probably are wondering, and I feel like maybe something about this was mentioned. You're probably wondering, because this is a Lost Lore Academia style game. This is our real Dark Academia. Lost Lore Academia, not really that Dark Academia.
That's
this
light
is real,
dark.
This is real Dark Academia. But you guys probably notice that, we do downtime in that game. So how does downtime work in this game?
Oh my god, is there gonna be
Oh,
fucking
boy.
downtime here?
What's that?
Is there downtime here?
Well, there is and there isn't. There is in the sense of that it's a thing that can happen, but there isn't in a sense that I often won't let it. So, yes, next week's game does not take place a week from now. It takes place a few hours from now.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, do we earn our dread points back? Or
Nope.
power back?
Once per hour in game. And when you have conditions, you don't gain 1 per hour. You have to be healed.
In game?
Wait, in game.
Like in universe, yes. We're gonna skip
okay.
ahead a few hours, but
So we will get some power points back.
you'll get some back, but not all. Yes. So, it's gonna be fun, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is Blood from a Stone. You're here to die. Like
We are powerless.
I set people up and like I was kind of like I'm gonna try to not like murder outright tonight. It totally could have happened, but like our twins, for example, they were very quick. They spent a lot of power early, as they should, just to learn it. But now they're realizing, oh wait, power is precious. In the other game, stuff like this doesn't happen. You guys just spend it, and you get it back every time, and it's fine. So, yes, that is tonight's first session. But there will be some downtime that happens for this, so sort of stay tuned for how that works and functions. It's not going to be an everyday sort of thing. But
It'll be that something that's in the Discord.
it is in the Discord, yes. Although actually, well, minor spoiler, this game may include downtime mid-session sometimes.
Ooh.
Because Blood from a Stone, we might skip like a day within a session, in which case people can do a downtime thing. Yeah, there's some craziness going on. So, please tune in. We have a lot of stuff going on. I know that this Sunday is the Oscars, and I maybe shouldn't be running a Star Wars game at the Oscars, especially since one of my players literally just canceled like minutes before this game started for Sunday. So,
Dan.
I'm 90. It's not Dan. I'm 99% sure we'll still have our Star Wars game this week. But give me a little leeway in case we cancel it. But then on Monday, join us for Lost Lore Academia. That'll be an interesting time, I'm sure. What's going on there? On Tuesday, there is no Gray in the Dark. We're off that week because we just had one. On Wednesday, can you all make it to Star Trek on Wednesday? Are we doing Star Trek?
In my calendar.
It's in your calendar. I think
I
we
don't know.
tentatively penciled it in. No,
Oh,
Dan?
I'll let you know. I don't know off the top of my head.
We'll let y'all know.
Cool. Might be a Star Trek on Wednesday, and then 1 week from tonight, please return here to see what happens at Darkmoor College on Blood from a Stone. See what happens with Miss Medina Lake, Miss Sophie Pellicule, and those Ducat brothers. This Wednesday is really nice and cool, like the other one. She'll totally make you buns. Would anybody else like to plug any other
There be
things?
poison in them? I don't know.
Poison buns. I have poison buns for you. Yes,
I'll
anybody
just
want
remind everyone that Tuesday next week is Pi Day, so.
Ooh, Tuesday is.
Oh yeah.
Would anyone like to plug any other things they do?
I do stream sometimes on Thursdays. You can follow my channel. My information is in the about section in the player info.
I also stream on Twitch, and I stream pretty irregularly. But I'd like to say that today, I had to take back some of my power. I was viciously and brutally attacked for personal choices on Monday, before and leading into the stream game. Some of you who were there might have seen it. And today, I had to, carve out. Sometimes you don't think that you need to carve out spaces for things, but sometimes I just want to be able to eat my English muffin untoasted, uncut, unsplit, without anything on it, just taking a bite out of it like it's a fucking
we carved
donut.
out enough time for this.
You know what? You need to carve out the nooks and crannies in
I'm
the
trying
English
to carve out some
muffin.
nooks and crannies.
Oh my god! No. Why do I walk right?
Yeah, I don't. I was very that one. I don't know why you
What
started
he's
that.
doing is a
that-
crime. Is a crime a mouth crime? It is a mouth crime.
I don't know if it's. I do think it is.
It's a mouth.
Let's tell you, if I enjoy eating food a certain way, then it's fine.
You know what? That's true.
So in addition to the solemn oath I
no.
took to never wear sleeves on my Twitch channel, today I took a solemn oath to never eat an English muffin other than straight out of the fucking package.
Here's my problem with
Never know
that.
joy.
You never eat eggs Benedict or eggs Florentine then?
I'm not saying I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to toast English muffin. I'm saying on stream I will not do it.
That's fair.
Suddenly now you amend this.
No, that's what he's been saying the whole time.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
This is.
I thought he was saying ever. Okay. Still, that's a mouthful, and I don't know what it was.
I just got to say.
Zane's trees.
Yeah.
Zane's trees.
Zane's sword.
Zane's bees.
Zane's swords. Zane's bees.
Zane's bees.
Well, it'd be Zane Spees.
Zane's
Like Sparrow.
I never actually had my name on anything growing up because, like, the name Zane, I was the only Zane ever.
Oh.
And but when Lauren got me a Burt's Bees,
I did.
that I just remember this when you wrote it in there that says Zane's Bees. Then there's Zane's Trees. Then there's Zane's Swords. And then there's Zane's Feet. That's my new thing, Zane's Feet. It's a new thing that I'm selling. I'm selling my feet. Just kidding. I'm not doing that.
The pictures, the actual feet.
The actual feet. If anybody needs them, just let me know.
I'm genuine. I shouldn't get into this. I will ask you guys off stream about men's.
Hey, just giving a shout out real quick.
Please, my God.
James from Texas just subscribed at tier 1. Wanted to give a shout out. I forgot to give shout outs. And then we also had a raid tonight.
Oh, we did?
Notice,
yeah, Choco Bros and Hobos.
Hello, if you're still here.
See it, so thank you so much. And it looks like PBK Reviews is going to message me on Zane's Trees.
Zane's Trees.
Strees. All right, well, very good. Liv, you want to plug anything or say anything?
I mean, I plugged my thing last week, but if you weren't here, I'm on this season of Star Trek Picard, which is very exciting. So if you're watching that, I was in episode 3, and you should look for me in a future episode. I will not say which one yet.
Yeah.
Definitely not 1 or 2.
6.
Well, obviously it's not 1 or 2 or 4 since that just came out. And I didn't know.
It could have been 4 and just wanted to spoil it for people who had already watched 3 and not 4.
It's in episode 24, the season finale.
Nonsense. So there's that, and then I don't stream on Twitch, but I might have to start to justify the fact that I just bought the pet expansion for The Sims and I'm a pet.
And you can toast anything you want to on there.
I do have
toasted goods.
Toasted English muffins on there, and
there you go. Or like a good thing. You don't have to do English muffins. It could be something that's good.
Do you not like English muffins in general?
They're so good.
I like English muffins more than bagels. I just don't like them raw.
God, I don't like English muffins more than bagels.
Oh my God, English muffins are so good because when look, here's I'm not saying I don't like toasted English muffins. I'm saying it's a point. I'm just making a point. And when an English muffin is toasted, you put butter in it. It just sinks into the nooks and crannies. Yeah, I was talking about that butter.
Have you ever had a burger where they make the buns out of ramen noodles? Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. This has been fun. And I really appreciate you guys joining in for this new weird thing with a Blood from a Stone with a Lost Lore Academia twist, apparently. Some universes colliding yet again. What does this mean for the broadest picture? I don't know. What does this mean for Blood from a Stone on Long Lost Lore? That's another question. On Lost Lore Academia. That's a question we'll get to. Anybody, thanks so much, everyone. Until next time, have a dreadful night.
Ooh.